IELTS vocabulary, understanding and using activation. Mastering high-level vocabulary is crucial for achieving a band score of 8.0 in IELTS. Today, we're focusing on a word that's essential in many academic and professional contexts: activation. Word type: activation is a noun. It's pronounced as activation, meaning activation refers to the process of making something active or operative. In a broader sense, it's the act of starting a process or putting something into operation. This term is particularly important in scientific, technological, and business contexts. Word history: the word activation comes from the Latin activus, meaning active, and the suffix ation, which denotes an action or process. It entered the English language in the early 20th century, primarily in scientific contexts. Antonyms: some antonyms for activation include deactivation, decommissioning, and termination. Synonyms: synonyms for activation include initiation, commencement, triggering, and launch. Examples used in sentences. Let's explore how to use activation in different contexts. In biology, the activation of certain genes can lead to the production of specific proteins. In chemistry, the activation energy is the minimum amount of energy required for a chemical reaction to occur. In technology, the software requires activation before you can use all its features. In business, the marketing team is working on the activation of the new promotional campaign. In neuroscience, the activation of neurons in specific brain regions is associated with particular cognitive functions. Common errors in use. One common mistake is confusing activation with motivation. While activation often results from motivation, they are not synonymous. Activation specifically refers to the process of making something active or starting a process, while motivation is the reason or desire behind an action. Another error is using activation interchangeably with implementation. While they are related, activation typically refers to the initial stage of making something operational, whereas implementation involves the entire process of putting a plan or system into effect. To excel in your IELTS exam, remember that activation is a versatile term applicable across various fields. Its precise use demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of processes and systems, which is exactly what examiners look for in high band scores. Practice incorporating this word into your vocabulary, paying attention to its specific meaning and appropriate context. By mastering words like activation, you're not just preparing for a test, but enhancing your ability to communicate complex ideas effectively in English.